Hello friends, it's Cassie. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am over on the Rabbit Hole Designs blog and we're celebrating. It is an anniversary weekend for the Rabbit Hole Designs. So let me talk about that in a minute, but let's look at the products I'm going to be using today. I'm using the new Scripty Happy Birthday along with the Sassy Birthday 1 stamp set. I'm also going to be using the Drop It stencil with some Nuvo Glimmer pastes and just some cardstock that I had in my stash. I'm also going to be using this adorable little Rabbit Hole Designs stamp. That one they've been throwing in packages, so go to their store and buy something. You might get that one in your package. And I'm also going to be using that sequin pack that you see up there. They throw those in packages sometimes too. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started with what we're making. I'm going to take this Drop It stencil and I'm going to put that onto some Nina cardstock that I have. But before I do that, I'm going to put that into my makeshift splatter box, take that outside and spray some of this Pixie Spray on it because I want to make sure that it stays put where it's supposed to. Just make sure you're spraying that in a ventilated area, and that will give a little bit of low tack so it won't, mess up your paper, but it'll also make sure that that stencil stays where it's supposed to. I'm going to, like I said, be using some Nuvo Glimmer pastes. This one is the color Peridot Green. I think I'm saying that correctly. I know y'all will correct me if I am not, which I do appreciate, but yeah, I'm probably saying it wrong. Anyway, I am spreading that over the top like butter, basically buttering some toast with a palette knife from Ranger. And yeah, I'm getting it everywhere, but that's okay. And then I'm going to take just a little piece of some press and seal over the top of that. That's not a new thing. People have been doing that for a while. It just ensures that your whatever product you're using will stay nice and it won't dry out. The next color that I'm going to be using is the blue Topaz, and I was trying to go for an ombre look. I'm picking the colors from the Rabbit Hole Designs line. Their logo is the colors of green and blue and purple, and so I was kind of going off that, just playing along that line because, like I said, this is an anniversary weekend. And there are some fun things going on over there in their Facebook group, which I will have that listed down below, but it's just a part of an event. So I will have that specifically linked down below so that if you want to head on over to their Facebook page and take a look at the fun that they're having, there's prizes. So that's always fun. But yeah, so that's going to be down there. Like I said, I'm also on the Rabbit Hole Designs blog, so you can head over there and get more details there as well. This next color that I've chosen is the Amethyst Purple, and I love these Nuvo Glimmer pastes. I want to put them on all the things. I'm obsessed with them. And you will notice that I am putting that back into my little holder. No, it's not a holder. It's a canister of the Glimmer paste. I would say just be careful with that. You could get some cross-contamination since I was going over the top of some of those other colors, but I didn't see that I was having any problem with that. But I would just warn you and caution you just to be a little bit careful if you decide to do the same thing. And then I'll close those up nice and tight. I'll peel off the stencil and then I'm going to take everything and go clean it off before that dries on there because it will be like cement once it does. For my sentiment, like I said, that comes from the Sassy Birthday 1 stamp set. I am stamping that using some VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink, which is a nice crisp black ink that does stay wet for a few seconds, so I would recommend before you manhandle it that you possibly use your heat tool on it like I am using on my Glimmer paste because I want to make sure that dries. It does dry fairly quickly, but I'm just ensuring that it is good and dry. I grabbed some purple cardstock from my stash and then I had cut that down to 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches and scored it at 4 1/4. This will be a side folding A2 size card. I do want to stamp something on the inside, but I decided to cut down some white cardstock. This I cut down to 4 inches by 5 1/4 so that it'll have a nice little border. And then I'm going to put everything into my mini Misti because I planned to do some ombre stamping. I didn't originally, but then I got to thinking, I'm like, you know what? Because I did an ombre look on the outside, let's do that on the inside. So I took that Scripty Happy Birthday and I inked it up with some Distress Oxide ink in the color Cracked Pistachio. I took my microfiber cloth and just lightly wiped away the bottom, basically by dabbing so that it would be a soft transition. And then I'm doing the same thing with the Broken China. This is Distress Oxide's Broken China ink. I'll stamp that down, and I notice I didn't do a very good job of covering, so I will ink it up again. And I'll go through that same process of using my microfiber cloth to soften the edges a bit. And then I'll stamp it down. And then I'll clean that off and put that stamp away, and I'll grab Birthday. So there's Birthday, And I'm going to do the same sort of thing, starting with the broken china. Originally, I thought I would just stamp the whole thing in broken china, and then I thought, no, I need to do some purple because I have purple on the front. So doing the same process, inked it up, wiped some away. Now I'm going to ink it up with Wilted Violet Distress Oxide ink. And again, blot that a little bit, and then we'll stamp it down. And I love this ombre effect. It's so cool. For the back of my card, I'm going to show you what I use for my stamping. I got this wooden stamp from Bossy Jossie. It's an Etsy shop, and so I'll have that linked down below if you're interested in checking that out. But I just stamped that all over the back of my cards. That's what I do so that if people want to find me, they can. And then I'm going to take the little circle Rabbit Hole Designs stamp. This is so adorable. It's their logo. And I'm going to stamp that on the back as well. I'm using Cracked Pistachio Distress Oxide ink because I'm stamping on a darker cardstock and it'll show up pretty nicely. So I'll just stamp that down on top. And I think I'm going to do this with all of my Rabbit Hole Designs cards that I make from here on out. It's just cute. It adds a little something something, and I love it. I think it's really cool that they're adding those, or that they were adding those in the packages. So like I said, order over this weekend and maybe you'll get one too. All right, to put my inside into my card, I'm just using some Nuvo Deluxe adhesive. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the outside of my card. This is a nice, good adhesive for whatever you're working on. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I've only been using it for probably about a month now, and I really like it. Now for my sentiment, I do decide I want that popped up. So I'm going to take some Brutus Monroe foam tape, and I'll put that on the back. And I don't put it all the way across because I know that this panel is already a little too big for the front of my card. So I'll peel off my backing or my release paper, and then I'll line this up using my glass mat. And then I will put my sentiment down. So it says, don't get all weird about getting older. It's merely the number of years the world has been enjoying you. And then on the inside it says happy birthday. So I think that's fun. I love that little sassy sentiment set from the Rabbit Hole Designs. So here are the sequins, and this is basically how I used the colors of the logo for the Rabbit Hole Designs, and I figured why not? Since we're celebrating their anniversary, let's do it. And then I'm putting all of those sequins down on the front of my card using my Crystal Katana along with that same liquid glue. And that is going to finish off our card. I love how shiny this is. I think it's awesome that the Rabbit Hole Designs is having an anniversary, and I'm so excited to be a part of it. So like I said, I'm going to have all the information listed down below. The Rabbit Hole Designs blog, their Facebook page or their event page, and all that. So go ahead and head to those pages so that you don't miss out on any of the fun. And if you liked this video, please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already done so. And I will see you very soon in the next video. Bye guys.